Hi, I'm going to briefly show you how to, I say briefly, it's going to be a bit longer than that, but I'm going to show you how to run Elisa Dragon Hunter with the current strats and things that everyone's found. So the first thing that we're going to do in Elisa Dragon Hunter, now that you can hear it, is we're going to set up a glitch, or a main menu glitch, which was found by Sweetola. So the best way to do this, to get this like set up, is we're going to start a new game. Wait for Elisa to look very shocked at everything that's happening. And then at this point, we're going to swipe, hit exit, and then go to the menu. Now, when we go here, when we click here, we're now just going to click the mouse a bunch. Really, you only need to do it once this menu appears, but you would have heard Elisa's attack there, like. You hear it there? So that means that we have now got control of Elisa during at the start of the game. Like, we can move her around, as it were. So in order to submit a run now, you need to show that setup first, and also preferably have keyboard controls visible so we can see you're not like secretly moving while sat on the screen, and sound is a must. Now, there is a quick way to set this up, because if you have a previously saved game, here I'm saved at the final boss of the game, the dragon, there you can just do a brief movement, go to the menu, and then once this loads we can just click a bit. We missed it there, let's try again. I wasn't spamming click enough. There we go, we heard a swipe, so we know that we're good. So now with that set up, we can start the actual run. So there is an auto splitter. You can make sure that that is reset, and then clicking new game will start that. So what we're going to do, as soon as we hit new game, we're going to hold up and shift until Elisa makes a noise. Then we're going to wait a couple of seconds and then hold left. This is what I do, and we'll just set up a kind of on par run, basically. So let's do that. So we hit this, hold shift and up, we can hear that we're running. 1, 2. So she said, huh, and then now we're holding up and left, and you can hear Elisa running in the background a bit. There's a little bit of caveat to this, and so you can see there we're on a kind of line, and what we're doing is we're heading kind of to that tree where Elisa's head is bobbing up at. You want to stay fairly low in case that happens. I normally aim for this, but you can get slightly higher with this. We're not going to worry about this being exact for now. Sorry, my cat is now entering. So you want to maintain like a good line. This isn't necessarily the best line that I've taken, but we are heading for these two little mounds here. And the objective is we're going to climb these mounds over that top one to effectively skip going round the castle and through a door, etc. So there are two ways to do this. The simpler way is to run up to the top here and roll twice so you can get onto this section. The more trickier way, but slightly faster, I didn't mean to do that, but hey, that's helpful. You can do that in one motion. So if you get up here and time this right, you can get up there with one roll, but it is very finicky. And if you miss it, that's pretty much your run done. You have to just then, restart. I'll try this a couple more times just to prove it can be done. But as you can see, through the amount of times that I'm failing at it, there we go. So you're not out of the woods there yet. You now need to carry on rolling, and depending on how this goes, this can also break your run. So let's do the not old strat, but let's do the safe strat here. So we roll here, we roll back, so we're up here, and then we're going to roll and to get onto this section. Now it is possible that you could roll and get completely blocked here. So it can be useful to just hit this section before rolling, and then you're always guaranteed to get up here. So then you can take this and you just carry on spamming space around this way until you eventually land up here. So now we need to get up to that spot over there. Unfortunately, none of this area is really climbable. using Eliza's head as a guide. So we run this way, down a little bit, and then you can simply walk up this like it's an invisible wall, and then come down here, and then we run over there. Now there is an alternative way, a slightly alternative way to get up here if you are struggling with this particular rock piece. If you're struggling here, you can hit up this section earlier. So if you aim for here and you run here to this corner here, when you're in this position you can roll and it shoots you up in the air. Then you can roll a few times and this pretty much allows you just to continue on rolling around this section. Now you can't stop rolling, you have to keep rolling, otherwise Eliza will fall, but then you will make it back up there. And then as before, we run around. We used to roll up this section, but it turns out you can just run up it. And then we're going to head along this way. Now there is a possible shortcut that side, but there's a lot of invisible walls. We've not really found a way through those invisible walls yet. That is also quicker. And now we go into effectively a running simulator. So we're practically going to be running for a long while. So feel free to put this on 1.5 speed or whichever you like. Oh, I also just like to change Eliza's weapons while we're here with the left and right arrows. These guys spawn in random locations, so that's a bit tricky. Here's an important bit. So we've climbed and jumped off this rock. So the direct path is pretty much towards that tree to get to the stairs, but you want to actually aim for this tree. If I aim for this path here, you'll see I get stuck because there's an invisible wall here. Excuse me, sir, that is inappropriate. So that's new. So there is a skip coming up once we get all the way to the section before the dragon called lever skip or gate skip. Some people have had difficulties with it. There are two potential alternate methods. I'm going to just run through the first method all the way, and then we will talk about the alternate two methods. So here we climb up here. Now, as I said before, you don't want to aim for that tree, you want to aim for this one, and you just want to avoid these guys. Yeah. So here we go up the stairs. And then here we just want to take a straight path. You see this little outcropping here. We want to aim for the rock next to that, and we want to aim to land in between these two rocks. Ideally there's not a guy there, but you know, sometimes. I am just going to save the game here for later, but you wouldn't save normally, you just carry on running. So we run up these steps. Now you can get stuck at the top of these steps. So sometimes there's like a little invisible wall or invisible thing that you can hit. I'm being very lucky. There we go. So I'd always advise just kind of alternating your movement a little bit there. So here we have the original lever skip. So what you do is we're effectively going to roll all the way around that little outcrop there. So the way I do this is I come and approach this section here and run off of it, and then jump at the peak, and then we just spam the space bar, trying to keep Eliza hugging to the wall as best we can, and then when we get to about here she uprights herself. So now we are here and we are at the final bridge before we face the dragon. Now, this method doesn't necessarily work for everyone. We'll go over two alternate methods at the end of the video, but let's talk about the dragon first. So I'll just change my weapons because why not? what we're going to do is we're going to aim to run directly at the dragon through the fire that he breathes. I am actually going to heal up a little bit because I took damage earlier. I didn't mean to. Once we take damage with the fire, we're going to immediately heal, and then I'm going to press down on the keyboard, which will switch to bombs. So here we press R to heal. We get to just under his head. We're going to do a power move, press down for bombs, and then throw 3 bombs, and then E again. You can see there he's flown away. So if he flies away, you're not going to get a great time, but I find it's best just to stand still here and see if he kills you, see if he doesn't. Sometimes he just won't because he just sprays fire outside, but he will always spawn bang on top of you. So as soon as he's back, you can E again, and there is E in me, which is unfortunate. But what that does mean is that I can go back and show you the 2 other potential ways of getting up this area. So if you can't, sorry, let me just get rid of these 2 guys, fling them off. So one way that I have found works but isn't very consistent is you can get up this section here. So you see that little like jump, and then there is a bit of wrangling, but it is possible. I don't know how precise the movement needs to be, but it is possible to get up the top there from this position. When I did it previously, I attacked and rolled. I believe you can also just go in and roll, and it just really depends on the angles you hit. I've got a clip of it somewhere that I'll try to get out. Let's try up. So at this section where you come up the stairs and where you would normally go off that edge to then run up the steps, from here you can get up on this little section here. So we can do this and get up onto this rock. Then from here there's like a little zoop. We saw it briefly earlier, but I can't remember where it is exactly. I think it's over here. Yeah, so this then kind of sets us up the mountain, and then from here you can roll all the way across and onto this section. From there then you can run straight through. It's not the best setup because obviously rolling is slower than running. I also don't know why I can't get up there now. But rolling does give you, temporary height. So from here, this is how then we can get back to this particular section. So just to go over that again, there might be a better setup for this particular section, but it's coming to this corner here, roll up here, roll forward, and then you roll up here. I am now just tempted to see what this bit looks like. Yeah, you're not gonna get any height from this section, unfortunately, and then we'll touch water and die. But that is Elisa Dragon Hunter. Let's continue, and I'll try and show you the dragon one more time. So again, sometimes you will just get blocked by these guys, in which case I'm sorry. And this video is much longer than I anticipated it being, but that's Elisa. So here we go, off of here, jump high. We just spam the space bar while trying to face all the way around, holding shift while we're doing it. Again, I don't know if that helps. So you can avoid the dragon by going either off the edge to the right or left, but it is a lot slower to do that. I will save here as well, just so that we've got a good place to to spawn back from. So if you're worried about the dragon fight, pressing F here to save is not a bad idea. So you would come off the bridge. We head straight for the dragon, finger hovered over the R key for the health. Change my weapons because I like this one. So you can see the damage we take. We press R, we hit down, we then press E under his head. There he goes, he flies away. So let's try. And if he flies away, unfortunately, that's just, you know, hard luck. The RNG is what it is. You can get to this point and it can be absolutely cruel. But you want to try and get as under its head as possible. So press R, down, E. I throw 3 grenades, and there you go. He decided to go away again. We'll try it one more time. So under his neck seems to be like the ideal spot, because ideally you want him to try and be biting you, but unfortunately the dragon will just run away and there's not a lot you can do about it. You kind of have to get lucky at this point, which is why it sucks. But one last time I'll talk through this. So we hit R, then we press down, and then we hit E when we get over here, spam R 3 times, and then we press E again. There we go, we've killed the dragon. So sometimes the dragon will make a final, I don't even know where the dragon is now. We've properly defeated the dragon. Oh, there he goes. We flung him in the air. So normally that's how it works. You press E once, throw your 3 bombs, and then wait for your thing to charge again and press E again. It can be done with just pressing E and 3 bombs somehow, but we don't really know how. It's possible that the dragon has multiple hitboxes on him. And there we go, we've killed the dragon. There is no end screen, that is just it. The auto splitter will split for you accordingly, and that's how you run Elisa, the dragon hunter. I hope you got something out of this.